Hello and welcome to the Manifestation Mastery course, video 1. So hopefully you have watched the introduction. So, as you know, the law of manifestation and the law of attraction are two different but interdependent laws. It is possible to master one without mastering the other. But, especially when it comes to the law of attraction, if you do not know what the law of manifestation is, and if you haven't gained some mastery in that, in my experience, the law of attraction is actually meaningless. In some cases, in fact, in many cases, the law of attraction, when practiced by itself, without the law of manifestation, actually makes things worse. You actually start manifesting less and less. And we're going to get into exactly why that happens. So, let's go over again what is the law of attraction. Very simply, the law of attraction is, according to what's been taught, what you vibrate emotionally sends out a vibration to the universe, and that vibration, whatever quality it is, positive or negative, will then vibrate back to you, whatever it is, wherever your vibrational level is. So the idea is, as long as you stay positive, positive things will come back to you, all that kind of stuff. Law of attraction also, as we've talked about, confuses thoughts, feelings, and intentions. Those are three different things. We talked about that in the introduction. So, what is the law of manifestation? The law of manifestation is completely different because the law of attraction is passive. It says, just have a feeling and then just wait for things to come to you. Now, there's some truth to that. I'm not going to say that obviously you've experienced that. There's some truth to that. Part of that has to do with the amount of life force energy that you have access to and that you radiate. Because if we're just talking about emotions, emotions are simply life force energy. They are expressions of life force energy that you experience and in many cases you project out. But as I've said before, just because you have a feeling, that's not going to mean that you're going to manifest that, obviously, because if it did, you'd be responsible for so many deaths in the world. Because every time that you got angry or resentful, you would vibrate that and somebody would die. So obviously that's not the case. It would also mean that everybody listening to me would be a billionaire. Because there's no doubt in my mind, everybody at some point has said, oh my gosh, I wish I had $1 billion. And if that's all it took, then boom, $1 billion would appear. How many of you are billionaires or millionaires? I'm probably right in assuming that none of you are, because if you were, you wouldn't be needing this course. Okay? So it's obvious from your own experience that just because you have a feeling, that doesn't necessarily mean that feeling is going to manifest. But you have also had experiences where you have had feelings, you focused on positive things, and positive things have happened. Sometimes exactly what you have thought about has manifested without any work on your part. So let's be real, that does happen sometimes. And it's also true that you have gone through situations where you have focused on the negative, you focused on something, quote, negative, or had negative feelings, and you've had those things reflected back to you. So it is true, that does happen. And in my experience, for that to be something that happens regularly, like if you really want to master just the law of attraction and have what you're feeling bring back to you that same thing, then you're going to need life force energy. If you don't have a lot of life force energy either built up within you, or if you don't have access to a lot of life force energy, then you're not going to be able to vibrate your emotions very powerfully. So, you've been in situations where somebody walks in the room and everybody feels their presence. You can feel their aura as they walk in. You've also experienced people that you don't even realize they're there. They just sort of sink into the background and nobody really recognizes them. There are people that try and get your attention, but they can't. And then there are other people, they don't have to say or do anything. They can just have a thought and then everybody's drawn to them. So there's obviously some energetic principle that's going on in there. Now, a lot of this has to do with how you're set up. It has to do with your karma and all the stuff that you've brought with you from previous lifetimes. We can't ignore that. But we don't have any control over that. But what we do have some control over is the amount of life force energy that we have. So life force energy is absolutely crucial if you want to be able to just master this first part of sending out a vibration and having it come back to you. And for this, we need to do some kind of energy work. So this is why I spend so much time on the YouTube channel teaching the Qigong. So if you're not familiar with it, you can go onto the thunderwizard.com YouTube channel and just look for the Qigong, Qigong. There's the Thor's hammer. There's a bunch of different Qigong meditations that you can that you can have access to for free on there. And just doing any of those, like the Thor's hammer, which is probably the most popular on the free channel. If you do the Thor's hammer energy meditation, you will start to gain a lot more energy. It will do all kinds of other things for you as well, but that will give you more energy so that when you focus a feeling towards something, then you will actually be able to project that out into the universe. Okay, so I just wanted to make it clear that the law of attraction does work if you have the life force energy. If you really want to get access to huge amounts of life force energy and master that, then go to celestialqigong.com and you can practice Celestial Qigong. That is the most powerful energy practice in my experience that's available to people, especially online. So go there if you want more energy work. But it doesn't matter whether you're using the free Qigong or the Celestial Qigong, that will build up your energy considerably. Now, having said all of that and having acknowledged that there is some truth to the idea that just passively sending out a feeling will bring things back to you, the law of attraction just on that premise doesn't work most of the time. All you have to do is go online again and just Google when the law of attraction doesn't work or why the law of attraction doesn't work. And you'll see, as many possible reasons from as many different websites as you can imagine about why the law of attraction doesn't work. And here's what you need to do. And I've read some of them and it's just pure nonsense. Look, I tried the law of attraction when it first came out. The Secret movie came out. I watched it. And I had very limited success in the beginning. In the beginning, I had some success, and then it just fell apart until it did absolutely nothing. If you're listening to me, please be honest. I'm willing to bet there has been more than one occasion where you have sat on the edge of your bed and you've gotten yourself into a happy state thinking about whatever it is that you want, and it's never materialized for you. So if this is a law, the law of attraction, 1 + 1 = 2. So if it doesn't happen all of the time, then there's something missing, or it's not really a law. I'm here to tell you that the law of manifestation, when you combine the law of attraction and the law of manifestation, you put them together, it is a science, it is a law, it works every time. But there's a lot more to it than what you've been told. And remember what I've said, the reason why you're not being told all of what goes into the law of attraction is because, very simply, these teachers want you dependent upon them. Some of them want your money, and some of them are into the whole cult thing where they want, thousands of people following them and worshiping them and all that. And if they give you the full truth about what the law of attraction and the law of manifestation are, then you won't need them anymore. Now, what I haven't mentioned is that there are people who would rather be dependent upon others, that they're looking for a guru. They want to be part of a movement. They want to be with other people. And if you give them their independence, they'll reject it because they really don't want to move out of being an infant, a spiritual infant, a child. They want to be dependent upon somebody else. And that's okay. If that's what you want, I just say be honest about it. And, the truth is that if people taught the complete law of attraction and law of manifestation, they would still be able to create, cults and have all kinds of followers. And there's still going to be people who need further instruction. There are going to be people who need more mentorship. And this is, one of the things that I do. If you know me, you know that it's not really something that I want to do. I have a very limited number of clients that I deal with, and that's just because, my time is too important to me, and it would be fine with me if I didn't have any. I have no need to have a following. I have no personal interest in that. I would much rather give you the tools and then just you go figure it out. But the reality is that some people need more mentorship and they need more teaching. And so if you learn this, feel free to go and create your own law of attraction, law of manifestation courses and do all that. Take what I'm giving you and go create your own business with it. Because I want to live in a world where people are self-empowered. Because once we have people who are self-empowered in the world, then we won't have all of the nonsense we've got going on. Because all of the nonsense, whether it be war, slavery, global warming, whatever it is, it comes from weakness and fear and unconscious wounds within people. Once we heal that, once people have access to their own power and can be self-dependent, then we're going to get rid of most, if not all, of those problems. So anyway, so again, law of attraction versus law of manifestation. So for the law of attraction, we need life force energy. Law of manifestation is a little different. In fact, it's very different. And this is what's missing. The law of attraction is very passive. You have a feeling and you sit there and you wait for it to come to you. In fact, the reason why I got my video taken down was because I was focusing on this very thing. That very famous woman who channels that male entity, who you know who I'm talking about, who goes around the world, having cruises all over the place and has millions of followers. She says very specifically to not take any action. She says, do not take action, and I quoted her saying that. And I went on to say how destructive I thought that was. Because, number one, it's just not true. And the reason why it's so attractive, the reason why people are so attracted to the idea of just having a positive feeling is because most of those people are not happy. They don't feel good. They don't want to stay in their negative feelings. They understandably want to feel better. And here comes along somebody who says, all you have to do is feel happy all the time and happy things will come to you. And not only that, don't take any action. Don't do anything. Just sit there and feel good and it'll come to you. And this is extremely appealing, which is, again, these people are taking advantage of those who believe that. It's very predatory. It's very destructive. But it's absolutely not true. To get to that level, and I'm not saying that that level doesn't exist, but to get to that level where you can simply intend and then have what you want manifest, you have already got to have, number one, gotten a lot of life force energy and gotten some mastery in that, but you've also gotten some mastery in the law of manifestation as well. Then it becomes seamless. And then you have people who just think about what they want and it manifests. But in order to do that, you got to understand the law of manifestation. So the law of manifestation, let me see if I can say this as simply as possible. The law of manifestation, well, first let's put it this way. The law of attraction deals just with energy, life force energy. So emotions are life force energy. By the way, again, thoughts, feelings, and intentions are three different things. And you could go on, again, these law of attraction teachers, they can't really tell you the difference. Some person will say one thing about thoughts and feelings and what they are, and somebody will say something completely different. I quoted somebody that just had it completely backwards. But here's how things work. You have some stimulus in you. You're stimulated by something, whether it is a past issue that comes up in your thoughts, or the heat turns on and all of a sudden you get warm. Somebody says something that causes a reaction in you. You see something, a beautiful woman or an ugly, something or other, and that stimulates you and you have a reaction. So thoughts are the reaction to stimulus. Whether it's, again, when you were a kid, somebody hurt your feelings. If that wound continues to be in your unconscious mind, you'll have a thought. You got rejected by a girl. When you were 14 and you asked her out to the prom, she rejected you. That caused a wound in you. You got your feelings hurt. You then absorbed that and took that on and made some assumption that you're not attractive. So every time you see an attractive woman, that thought comes up. I'm not attractive. That is where thoughts come up. They are a response to the stimulus within you of an old thought. Feelings are also reactions to stimulus. You have that thought, I'm not attractive, you're going to have a negative feeling about yourself. You're going to not feel good, you're not going to feel good to them, towards yourself. Okay, so these are all reactions. And the law of attraction is based upon that and becomes very passive. The law of manifestation, on the other hand, deals with intention. So intention is, first and foremost, intention is an action in and of itself. Because it doesn't take any action to have a feeling or a thought. It just simply happens to you. So again, this is one of the problems with the law of attraction. It says that if you're sitting there and you're having a negative feeling, you can change to positive and control your thoughts and control your feelings. Well, listen, I am in full agreement that we need to be responsible for how we engage with our thoughts and our feelings, and we do have some measure of control over that. But the reality is that we don't have any control over 99.999% of all of our thoughts and our feelings. So get rid of that, because that's just going to create a shame cycle, which we'll talk about later. Once you create that shame cycle, it's impossible to create anything. You can't even come up with any happy thoughts or feelings. All right, this is what clinical depression is like. So the law of manifestation, on the other hand, is about intention, and intention is an action. So the law of manifestation is directly associated with the actions that we take, even the ones that we take internally. So choosing to believe something is an action. So the first thing that you want to do with the law of manifestation is you want to become aware of all of the beliefs that you have chosen, especially those beliefs that are connected to anything associated with fear. You believe the world is out to get you. You believe women don't like you. You believe men don't like you. You think that the universe is a cold place. The government is out to steal your taxes. All these things are beliefs that you've chosen to hang on to. And those are actions. And then those actions create intentions. So there's the kind of intention where, again, you see a beautiful woman walk down the street and you want to date her. So what do? You make the intention, I'm going to ask that girl out. You make an intention connected to an action. And then you go and ask her out, and whatever happens, happens. And then we can debate about how powerful the law of attraction is, because, of course, if you go there feeling confident about yourself and feeling loving towards her and assuming that you've attracted her because you guys are on the same wavelength, and you manifest that, meaning that you project those thoughts and those feelings, and she feels that, and she says yes, she might do it simply because of what you are projecting towards her, which means the law of attraction is working for you. But she also might reject you for reasons that have nothing to do with anything that has to do with you. But the intention itself, I'm getting off track here, the intention itself is an action. You decide you're going to go have something. You decide something. And when we're talking about purely from a shamanic level, in order for the law of attraction and the law of manifestation to merge and come together, what we need energy plus intention plus action. Energy plus intention plus action. Because in terms of actions, there are plenty of you out there who have taken actions over and over and over again and gotten no results. So I'm sitting here telling you that action is part of it, and you're going to say to me, "Yeah, you don't understand. I've been trying and trying and trying." And so that's another reason why people want to go onto the law of attraction train, because I've tried everything and nothing works. So I just want it to come to me. I just want to think happy thoughts and have it come to me. Okay? But in order for the law of attraction and the law of manifestation to come together and really work together magically every time, the base equation is we have to have life force energy plus intention plus action. So you noticed I didn't talk a lot about thoughts in there. Thoughts do not come up in that equation. Energy plus intention plus action. Because again, thoughts are just simply responses. It's a response to a stimulus, usually a response to a feeling that you have. You have a feeling and then a thought will come up. And you have all kinds of thoughts running around because you have continuous feelings and things that you're not aware of in your unconscious mind going on all the time. And what ends up happening is that thoughts just pop up out of that. So that's all they are. That's one of the reasons that Zen meditation is so popular, is because it's a very effective tool to understand that all these thoughts are just simply reactions to things. So thoughts create things, right? That shows a misunderstanding of what thoughts are. So thoughts themselves are not intentions, because thoughts are very passive. They're an experience. They're a reaction. Intentions are different. Intentions are things that you choose to have. I choose to go out with that girl. I choose to be successful. I choose to be healthy. Okay? And so we have energy, life force energy, which does include emotions, but also just life force energy itself, plus intention, which is a conscious choice you make within yourself about what it is that you want. Now, while we're talking about intention, let's talk about the difference between intention and wishes. Wishes is very passive. I wish I had this, I wish I had that. It's very passive. So intention and wishes differ, because wishes is what you wish you could have and you hope that it comes to you, but there's no intention to follow through. Intention is just that. It is the dedication to follow through and make it happen. Now, you don't necessarily have to know how to do that, but you do have to have the commitment. So intention is associated with commitment. Wishes have no commitment. People have asked me about prayer. Why does prayer not work? The reason why prayer doesn't work is prayer is just a wish. You're just voicing a wish to some deity. I wish this happens and I wish that happens. Bring me this and bring me that. And it's not combined with any intention. Now, I do use that method, and we'll talk about that later too, about how you can state to the universe what you want. Bring this to me, bring this to me, bring this to me, whatever it is. But that only works when you combine it with the understanding of what intention is. And then intention means commitment. So if you were to watch me go through my rituals, and at the end of my meditation, I will go through this litany to whichever deity I'm working with, I will say, bring to me my perfect surfing, my perfect surfboard. I will say, bring that to me. It'll sound like a prayer. But what you may not know just by looking at that is that I am also committing to myself that I will have those things, that I will go get them. And I'm merely stating to the universe, bring to me what I'm committed to get. So it's more of a command than it is a prayer. And again, intention is wrapped up in that. So energy plus intention, which means commitment, plus action. Action is the result. It is the result of making a commitment. It is the result of your intention. And when you have those three together, that works extremely well. Now, there's an overarching technique that will tell you what it is you really want to do. And we talk about that in some other videos. I won't take the time, but we will get to that. Some of you already know what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's it. That's the level 1 video. And we will go deeper into this level 1 understanding of the law of attraction connected with the law of manifestation. And we're going to be talking deeper about how that connects to action in the deeper level 1 video on the Patreon page. So for this one, if what you really want to do is learn how to master the law of attraction, I recommend that you go and get the Celestial Qigong video series and learn how to build up your energy. If you've already done that, then double down and practice that, because that is what's going to give you the ability just to master the first part of this, which is the law of attraction, where you send out life force energy with your emotions in order to have come back to you, reflected to you, what it is that you're feeling. Okay? All right, so stay tuned for the deeper level of this video number 1 of law of attraction and law of manifestation. Very important. Do not forget, go to thunderwizard.com. You'll get to the thunderwizard.com Patreon page. Look on the right side of the page and click on Manifestation Mastery Course. Those who click on the Manifestation Mastery Course will get access to the deeper level manifestation teachings that are only available to those who sign up for the course. And also, don't forget, go to the free thunderwizard.com YouTube channel and subscribe. Okay, stay tuned for the next video.